In 2017, a woman got the fright of her life when she found a man living in the attic of her rented apartment in Arlington, Virginia near the Pentagon City neighborhood. The woman was home alone one night when she heard some footsteps in the attic. She checked with the landlord, who said he had not been up there. The landlord called the police, who came to the home. As the officers were coming up the staircase, they announced that officers were on scene and that if you were in the attic, to come forward, police spokeswoman Ashley Savage said. A man, identified as 60-year-old Anthony Jones, came out and surrendered himself to the police. Inside the attic, they found his clothes and bedding. While police could not determine how long Jones had been in the house, they suspected he had entered through an open sliding glass door. It would be scary for anyone, Savage said. One day Maddie, a junior at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, realized that pieces of her wardrobe mysteriously vanished. She and her roommates humorously blamed it on a ghost. She found handprints left on the bathroom wall, and on February 2, 2019, she came home around her lunch break, heard a noise in her closet. She discovered a man had been living there and wearing her clothes. I heard rattling in my closet. It sounded like a raccoon in there, the student told the local news. I said, "Who's there?" And somebody answers me. He said, "Oh, my name is Drew." I opened the door and he's in there, wearing all of my clothes, my socks and my shoes. And he also has a book bag full of my clothes. Police identified the man as 30-year-old Andrew Swafford. Maddie talked to Swafford as she waited for her boyfriend and authorities to arrive. Swafford started to try on one of her hats. Then he went into the bathroom and looks in the mirror and then says, "You are really pretty, can I give you a hug?" But he never touched me, she said. Swafford was arrested and put under a $26,000 bond. He faces 14 felony charges, including larceny and identity theft. Swafford also has several other outstanding charges, including identity theft, obstruction and failure to appear in court. In 2008, a 57-year-old Japanese man realized he had been sharing his home with a secret tenant. Before the discovery, he had noticed that food had been missing from his refrigerator. He suspected it was a burglar and quickly installed security cameras that sent footage of his home to his phone. One day shortly afterwards, he received a video of a strange woman opening his refrigerator. He quickly called the police, who went to his home, hoping to catch the burglar. The police were surprised when they found the doors and windows locked and intact with no sign of break-in. Still, they entered the home, thinking the burglar was still inside. The police found no trace of the burglar until they checked the shelf just above the closet. Inside, they found 58-year-old Tatsuko Horikawa. An investigation revealed Horikawa had secretly lived in several other houses in the area before permanently moving into the man's home. Police found out she had lived there for a year before finally being caught. In 2016, Davis Vollman heard some strange noises in the attic of his Seattle home. He went upstairs to investigate and found that the light in one of the rooms was on, which he found strange because he had switched it off earlier. He tried entering the room, but the door was locked from inside. He knocked, and a woman answered, asking if it was Jimmy. Vollman told her he was not Jimmy and asked why she was in his house before calling the police. The woman later opened the door. She started ranting, "This is my house. I live here. I've been here for 3 days," and how someone named Jimmy had told her she could stay. However, she left before police arrived. Vollman checked his attic and saw she still had her personal belongings there. The night before finding the woman in his home, he had noticed some unusual events. Someone had turned on some lights he had turned off, removed the window screen from his bathroom, and deployed a fire escape ladder. He changed the locks on all the doors in his home after the incident. In 1997, Amber Dawn heard footsteps in her attic the night she moved into her new apartment in Enumclaw, Washington. She checked the trap door that led to the attic. While it looked suspicious, as if it had been pulled in by someone inside. She never thought someone could actually be there. She told the landlady about the footsteps, but the landlady dismissed it as a squirrel. Amber wasn't home much, as she worked 3 jobs, but when she was home she noticed that a few strange things were happening in the apartment. Amber would notice strange events in her home over the next few months. Things mysteriously went missing, and her items were being moved. At one point, her 9-week-old puppy ended up inside her bathroom sink during a flood. She said, "I came home, opened up the bathroom door, and my puppy was in the bathroom sink." Even though he couldn't climb in by himself. Dawn thought her brother, who also had a key to her apartment, was responsible. She only found out the truth 6 months after moving in. One night, she was soaking in the bathtub when she looked up at the trapdoor that led to her attic. It was open. Amber very slowly got out of the bath and put on her dressing gown. She knew the man who had been living in her attic must have been hiding in the wardrobe, so she silently walked past the wardrobe and out of her bedroom. "I had to walk by the closet in order to get out. The closet had mirrored doors, and that was very scary to see myself in the dark, knowing he was on the other side of that door." She quickly grabbed a hammer and her dog before leaving the house. Outside, she called her sister-in-law, and told her someone's in the house. She quickly came and picked her up. Police later searched Dawn's apartment and found no one. However, they found food, a book, and a sleeping bag inside the attic.